48% of real estate deals close after the fifth follow-up. So why are most investors giving up after the first text? If you're losing deals, leads are not the issue, the follow-up is. Think about it for a second. You spend thousands on leads, take the calls, run the comms, and still lose deals. You send a message, silence, then nothing. That deal you were this close to locking up, someone else followed up and they took your money. To introduce myself, my name is Kumar. I'm a part of American Associates, a real estate company that's been in the industry for over 20 years, right? And pretty much, again, the importance of follow-up in real estate investing, right? This is across the board in any industry, but obviously, especially to real estate investing. So, speed to lead. Now, before I tell y'all the importance of speed to lead, what is speed to lead? What that pretty much means is when someone comes to your website and they come to inquire about your services, what ends up happening is they come to your page, they fill out your form. Speed to lead is the process of reaching out to that lead that inquired about on your website as fast as possible. So a Harvard Business Review study found that companies responding within 1 hour are 7 times more likely to qualify a lead from those waiting longer. So pretty much what ends up happening is, let's say I reach within 1 hour, right, a lead, I'm 7 times more likely to close that lead rather than waiting longer. So Lead Connect, right? According to Lead Connect speed to lead statistics, there is a 391% increase in sales conversions when inbound leads are contacted within the same minute that they submit a demo. So if someone's on your website and they go to the landing page and they fill out that form, if you reach out to them within 1 minute, you have a 391% increase in sale conversion. And this is a chart right here, as y'all can see, showing you like, if you wait longer, like if you wait longer, the percent that you're gonna close that deal. So again, 391% improvement on lead conversion rate if you reach out within 1 minute. If you reach out within 2 minutes, that cuts by over half, 160%, over half. 3 minutes, 98%. 30 minutes, 62%. If you reply back 1 hour later, you have a 36% conversion rate. Not conversion rate, but chances, right? 5 hours, 24. If you wait 1 hour, you have a 17% increase in sales conversion compared to if you do it within a minute, 391, right? So follow-ups. 80% of sales require 5 follow-ups before closing a deal. I mentioned that when I first started the video, right, where it normally takes 5 follow-ups before you close a deal. You're not closing the deal within the first follow-up. Like I just said, speed to lead right here. Even if you do inquire, if you do follow up first, normally you tend not to close on that first initial, conversation. It takes, again, 5 follow-ups. This statistic underscores that persistence is often key in sales. The initial contact might only spark an interest. They might come here and fill out a form. You might talk to them. They might be interested, but they're not going to come here and, willing to maybe sign a contract off that first discussion. But they need to know more, right? They need to trust you. But continued engagement can convert that interest into a commitment. Even if you get them on a sales call, you must stay top of mind. Not doing so can result in the lost deal. So again, even if you got someone on a sales call, what can end up happening is, let's say you get them on a sales call, they're like, I gotta think about it, I don't know if I want to continue, and you wait a couple days and there's no reaching out or follow up on your part, there's a chance you might lose that deal. And I'm gonna, right after this, I'm going to show you all a story of this, a case study, where pretty much you can have someone on a call, but if you're not following up for days, even weeks, someone else can come here and just, take that client or lead from you. So as y'all can see from this chart, only 8% of salespeople follow up 5 times. Obviously, we're not salespeople here, but that's an example. Like, most people don't do the amount of follow up you should be. So case study right here. So I met somebody called Sean. He's a real estate investor just like y'all. And pretty much I was talking to him when I was first building the system out. And it was off his insights that I built the system. And Before I built the system, Sean had told me he had leads coming in. He didn't struggle with leads, but he struggled with speed to lead, meaning let's say somebody fills out a form, he kind of struggled with reaching out as fast as possible because, again, life comes up. So, an example, and he told me this, a customer put an inquiry out at 8 p.m. Sean called the next day, but lost the deal, right? So, what ended up happening was because I think 8 p.m., he was probably busy, he was with his family, right? Whatever happened. But what ended up happening was this person that called at 8 p.m., when Sean called the next day, they had chosen to go with another person, another real estate investor. So if you're not able to speed to lead, so that's why I said in an intro, somebody else, another investor could take that lead from you if they reply quicker. And that speed to lead is on point. Again, he was too lazy to do manual follow ups. Again, example, had someone on a sales call, was going to close, but didn't follow up, so he ended up losing the deal. So what ended up happening was, again, he had the person on the sales call. The person was interested, right, to go further, but because Sean kind of like he thought he had that in the bag, he got kind of complacent. He didn't reach out. He didn't follow up. He ended up losing that deal. Now, obviously, there's multiple factors that come along with that. It's not just necessarily the follow up. Something could have happened in that person's life. Maybe that person changed their mind. Whatever the reason may be, right? So after the deal flow OS, right? So after I built the system and installed it into his backend, pretty much the system was able to reach out within seconds. So within 30 seconds, the AI system that I installed was able to reach out to leads that came in. And again, showing the importance of this. If you, again, 391% improvement on lead conversion rate if you reply within 1 minute. So again, 30 seconds, that comes in 1 minute. Followed up with leads for days and weeks. So the system that I installed reached out with leads, not just when they reached out, not speed to lead, not just days, but weeks. Even if the person was not interested per se, in terms at that moment, like they were not trying to sell their house, the system would constantly reach out, follow up. Obviously, they can always opt out. We're not, you know, down their neck, service to service. Like no, like they can opt out. But again, days and weeks, the system does that. He was able to close 2 extra deals per month because of that follow up. Again, he was closing deals before. It was not like he didn't know what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He had skills, but it's just enhanced what he already knew because again, that follow up, speed to lead, yeah, I get that. And most importantly, he could enjoy life without doing manual outreach or follow ups for weeks. Again, doing follow ups takes hours. If you have a lot of people, it takes hours. And that takes time away from enjoying, spending time with your family, spending time with your kids. Very important things, right? You can't just be out here they call it golden handcuffs. You can't just be working on a business, slaving away for your business all the time. You have to free up time. And you can do that 3 ways, right? Freeing up time. So the first thing you can do is set up various AI systems. One is the Dealflow OS, which automates your whole backend system. I'm not going to get into that right now. You can set up a VA/virtual assistant. You can train them right. You can have setters. So when somebody does inquire about your business, they can reach out. Systems are the most efficient as speed to lead is the quickest. Follow-ups are more reliable, right? So in terms of speed to lead, let's say you hire someone to reach out manually. That might take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whereas if it's an AI system, as soon as they fill out a form, within 30 seconds. It's pretty much immediate. Maybe 30 seconds the AI system reaches out. Follow-ups are more reliable. Again, you're not relying on nobody because those are humans. Things come up for them. You install some systems. Again, and if you do already have people who are setters, this just enhances their ability, their skills to deal with more leads. So you want what Sean has, more deals, less stress, and zero leads slipping through the cracks. Click the link in the description to see how the system works and see how you can get it running in your business. Pretty much is a YouTube video, my previous one that talks about the system in depth. If you're interested, let me know. With that being said, y'all have a good day. Signing out.